Welcome back to our channel, Sailing Sitka. This is Jay, the captain and the biggest coconut of the crew. Yeah! And I'm Kenna, the goofy green first mate. Together, we live aboard Sitka, our 1976 Cheoylee Offshore 41 sailboat. In the summer of 2022, we sailed south from Victoria, BC, Canada, and never looked back. In our episodes, you'll catch us in the best of moments and the worst, sometimes only seconds in between. So hit that subscribe button and don't miss out. Before we jump into this week's episode, Jay and I have an awesome announcement. We finally had the time to start our very own Sailing Sitka merch shop. You'll find the link in the bio of our YouTube, or if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, it's in the bios of those as well. Here you can find many different designs that we created, such as our old and classic Sitka logo. There are t-shirts, hoodies, hats, stickers, and more. If you're interested, please go check that out. A certain percentage of the sale of products does go directly to us and supporting our journey. The other percentage goes to the people behind the scenes of Spreadshop as they handle all the make and shipping of the merch. No t-shirt? No problem. The biggest way to support us is by clicking subscribe. Thank you and enjoy this week's episode. Hi you guys, welcome back to Sailing Sitka. So we are here in Guaymas, Mexico, waiting for our holiday, which has finally come. So today is the day before, and for the last 2 weeks that we've been here at anchor, we've just been preparing the boat pretty much.
Yeah, we've been basically cleaning the entire boat, so taking everything out of every compartment from bow to stern and going through everything, cleaning everything, getting rid of things we don't need, and making sure that everything is really cleaned out with vinegar and so forth, so that when we haul out and we leave the boat unattended for 3 months, we don't come back to like a mess of mold everywhere. We also did our last little provision run, final couple things like gloves and safety glasses for Kenna for sanding the bottom. She looks like Bubbles in them. If you're Canadian, you'll get the reference. So it's gonna be Bubbles and Borat here. Wah wah wee wah. Doing some boat work here for 5 days, and then after that we're going to transfer Sitka into the storage lot where we can no longer live on the boat and work on her at that point, and then we'll make our way back to Canada. So we got to go back because we're not independent wealthy. We got to go make some money. We're not retired, sadly, so we're going to go make some money and work our butts off so that we can cruise next season. All right, so every time I haul out Sitka, obviously the first time I didn't do this because I didn't know, but the previous owner was there because it was the survey. But every subsequent time, what I do is I take pictures when she's getting hauled out. Sorry, a pelican just landed and caught dinner there. I take pictures of Sitka getting hauled out, and then before a haul out, I'll mark with tape where the slings need to go, so the forward and aft sling. So if I show you a bottom profile here, like you can see here, this is where the forward sling goes on Sitka, and then the aft sling, you can tell that it would have to be right here. So I'm gonna mark that so that they know where to go. And especially when there's a language barrier, like our Spanish is not the best, that way it's pretty obvious. I'll just tape this together.
We haven't come alongside a dock in over 8 months, which means our lines were drier than a popcorn fart. Here we are prepping the lines by soaking them in fresh water and getting them easily ready to use. As we motored across the bay towards our haul-out destination, I couldn't help but feel a confusing amount of emotions. I remember setting sail from Canada as if it was yesterday. I remember the feeling of doubt and fear that took over my brain and body. Now we are here, completing our first cruising season together on Sitka. I'll never forget my first time sailing. I had no idea what I was doing, nor did I know something that I was once so bad at could become my life's adventure. It is so crazy how life works. I feel sad but yet accomplished and proud all at the same time. We will be back on the water again in no time, and I already cannot wait.
This is going to be my 5th time hauling out Sitka. I've hauled her out at 3 different locations before. All were in Canada. This is a little different.
This is also my very first haul out.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous.
Yeah, and this one is a tiny bit sketchy, honestly. Like, it's just very, very shallow. There's a few soundings on Navionics that marks the entrance to that location, but it's like our friends hauled out here 3 months ago, and they had only like 2 inches below their keel. So anyways, it's pretty tight. I'm sure they're gonna want us to reverse in. We asked, but they didn't say anything. So we're probably gonna have to go bow in and then actually physically use lines to turn the boat, because it's just way too tight in there, honestly. Like, I think it's 16 feet wide, and we have a beam of 13 and no bow thruster and a 2-blade prop, fixed blade. So I'm no magician. All right, guys. Well, in the classic way of boat world, nothing ever goes to plan. So this travel lift is quite a bit smaller than the ones we're used to in Canada. So even if we back up in, we weren't able to go out because the mizzen would get literally ripped off. So now we have to flip the boat back around facing forward, and now we took the Genoa down and we're gonna have to remove the forestay so that we can get hauled out. So right now the workers are on their lunch break, so that gives us just a little under an hour now to get everything done. So we just pulled the Genoa out, and it's always windy here in the afternoon, so that was a fun task to take 130% Genoa and have to fold it on the side deck, but we did the best we could. So that's what it looks like right now. We just took it down, so we're gonna fold her up, put her in her bag that's right there, and then I'm gonna put a halyard as a temporary forestay, and we're gonna undo the furler and undo the forestay. So let's get going.
All right.
Nothing's easy. Let's bring the red brush and some water. We'll clean the bird poop off.
Once we were secured by the jack stands and the lift was removed from underneath Sitka, we finally attended our forestay and by putting it back together again. Once everything was in order, we were able to climb down using the ladder provided by the workers and finally got a good glance at Sitka out of the water. This is a first for me, and man was I surprised. She got a lot going on underneath that waterline that I couldn't even begin to wrap my head around until now. It's so crazy to me to think that she got us here all the way from Canada. Well, now it's time to start giving her some much needed TLC. Stay tuned next week and the week after that as we film and document our experience on the Hard in Mexico. If you're a fan of boat work, well, you're certainly in for a treat. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Sailing Sitka. Stick around for more to come. If you enjoyed, please spread the love and let us know. Special thank you to our Patreon members for making these videos possible, as well as helping our dreams come true. See you all next week.